How about you not shop at Gucci? How about you support the black scammers that's on the corner selling Poochie? Okay? It's Gucci. You like the drip. You like the way that it look. But you support a black person. You see how we can make that work?
Let's talk about it.
Do what I said. Don't make me have to beg. Make sure that I am fed. You know this hit is the best. Yeah. He's telling all his friends that I am a super freak. Bitch, I'm classy outside, but I hoe up in them sheets. He ain't never in his life met a woman like me. Better know it damn right, cause her name is She, nigga.
Okay, real quick. So, wait, do I want to be accurate or do I not give a fuck? Because I really don't give a fuck. I mean, I guess I can be accurate. I don't know how long ago this story happened, but there is something that I wanted to talk about. Because I really want to talk about it, so we're going to talk about it.
Let's get into it then.
Okay? Let me see if I can find it. But if it's too far back, I'm going to just not give a fuck. Okay? But I wanted to talk about, well, y'all can see it in the title. I wanted to talk about Jim Jones and the store that he went to or whatever. Let me see if I can find it. You know, I'm scrolling through Shade Room. Actually, matter of fact, let me just Google it. Because you know how Shade Room like to be. If you want to finish this story, go ahead and head over to www. No, I'm good.
Hey, yo, turn me around.
I'm good. But I definitely wanted to get into this whole Jim Jones story where he went to... Ooh, that is disrespectful. That is disrespectful. Girl, you type in Jim Jones and an American preacher comes up. Okay.
Girl, what's going on?
Okay, some white man. Stop. Not Leonardo DiCaprio. Are you really Jim Jones or don't nobody know that you are Jim Jones?
Let's talk about it.
Okay. Who? Mike Jones. Who? Jim Jones. Okay. Listen, let's see if the news comes up just by typing in his name. It's out. Jimmy, I'm gonna need you to do better. But one thing that does come up, someone tagged Jim Jones. Dior throws rapper bandman Kivo extravagant $1 million birthday party. Why y'all saying tag Jim Jones? Is it because Dior threw him a birthday party? And messy. Okay. Okay, so there's two. Okay, because I didn't even realize that there was an update to the situation. So we just gonna go off. We're gonna do both. Okay. So Jim Jones goes off inside Gucci store, alleges racial profiling. Jim Jones is not happy with the customer service he received at a Gucci store in New York City. God, I wonder where in New York City, because was this Fifth Ave? Like he says, on Tuesday, February 8th, Jim went on his Instagram to air his grievances with a Gucci store that he and his crew visited on Fifth Ave. Come on, gifts. Fifth Ave in Manhattan. We've been in Gucci for about an hour, right? And we in Gucci in the VIP. He began. Since we came in here, haven't nobody came and show us no courtesy. No amenities, no nothing, period. Not even a drink of water. I asked to speak to a manager. Sent me a black guy out here to start telling me some bullshit. So they got the black guy racial profiler on black people. I asked to speak to a manager bigger than him. Everybody disappeared, ain't nobody come out. I still ain't get no sparkling water. I still ain't get no campaign. I still ain't get nothing. I'm tired of this. We spend all this money as entertainers inside these stores. They hire these black people, and these black people are more racist than white people when they get their job inside of...
What's really the fuck going on?
Okay, I'm done reading. Hold on, because he starts talking about the treatment, and he usually drunk by the time he leave, and he done spent $1,000K, and oh my God. Okay, so following the video from the Gucci store, Jim posted a video of himself and his crew inside a Bergdorf Goodman luxury department store where he was much more pleased. Okay, so basically, essentially, Gucci, he says that he was racially profiled at Gucci, and you know, he took his money elsewhere to another luxury designer store. Okay. Okay. So then they went to Louis Vuitton, where it appears to be a full-blown party. Okay, yeah, and then that's the video where they started throwing money in the air like strippers and balling. Listen, oh wait, let's go ahead and get into it though.
Let's get into it then.
Jimmy, did you marry Chrissy yet? Let's start there, okay? Did you marry Chrissy yet? Because we can start there, baby.
Let's work on that.
Okay, you say here worried about Gucci. Okay, but what about your hoochie? Well, let me not. I don't want you to send the goons after me. I'm just kidding, Jim. Little YouTube joke. Little YouTube joke, okay? Little YouTube joke. Don't send the goons after me, okay? But did you marry Chrissy yet? Because that's where we need to start.
I'm really interested in having that conversation. I have to tell you.
You sitting here going off on Instagram about Gucci and how much money you spending there. And I spend too much money at gym. We don't give a fuck. We cannot relate. What you want us to do with this information, Jimmy? We cannot relate. Hold on, somebody just sent me something. Oh, that's a text from my friend, and she said the same thing. She said, bitch, I cannot relate. Jimmy, what we doing with this information? And bigger than you, Jimmy, because this ain't even a Jim Jones problem, okay? Jim Jones, like, you got bigger fish to fry. Like, why don't your name come up? That's your motherfucking name. We know you, not the other nigga. Why don't your name come up when we Google it, okay? How about you go on an Instagram rant about that, okay?
And who's to say he didn't? Let's say that part.
Because this ain't even really more so about Jimmy. It's all about all the niggas like him that I have a problem with. How many times we gonna do this? Was Gucci not in blackface like 6 years ago? Oh, I'm sorry. That was like 3. Oh, maybe it happened both times because it occurred so much.
I mean, I'm just telling the truth. I'm not lying.
Well, but have we not been through these instances where things like this have happened? Like, how many motherfucking examples does y'all need? It's getting to a point where it's 2022 and I'm over people that are not reading the Yelp reviews. I'm over the people who keep walking into these establishments, who keep getting into these relationships, who keep doing all of these things out here in this world, expecting a different dining experience. It's like, what the fuck did you expect? And this is why I need to be back on YouTube. This is why I need to be expressing my voice, expressing my opinion, because when you really sit and break the world down and realize how much we are fed bullshit, even within Black culture itself, it's like everything in the world is about trauma bonding and selling trauma, because that's what's hot, that's what's trendy, right? It's like that's what's going to get the people going, that's what's going to get the people motivated, that's what's going to get the people involved and talking and get the conversation flowing.
See, that's where my problem kicks in at.
Oh boy.
Let's talk about it.
And it's sick. It's sick. It's sick because see what happens is that when we trauma bond and we sell trauma, there's never a point where we're taking accountability. There's no point where we're taking accountability, right? Because it's like, I don't know. I'm afraid of rats. I'm afraid of snakes. So you know what I don't do? I don't go into areas where there's rats and snakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sticking my hand in a cage with a rat or a snake because I'm scared of them. And so you would think that it would kind of be the same simple logic here where it's like, oh, hey, they don't like me. I don't like the fact that they don't like me. I have a strong reaction to them not liking me. They have a strong reaction of not liking me. Why would I spend my money with them? Oh, because I ain't never had shit. Because I ain't never had shit and I want to look like I have shit. So that's why I go buy luxury, because when you have luxury and people see that name and see that double LV or whatever is on them, because I don't know, because broke. But when you know, whenever you get the bags and all of that, it's like people see it and they think you got money, power, and influence. Yeah, I need that.
Very Section 8.
Shit is crazy to me.
And it becomes a point where it's like, deal with your trauma. Deal with your trauma, because what we're not going to sit here and do is spend all of this money that could be going towards, and I know they say not to count people's pockets, but I don't know who them people are, and I don't give a fuck. I'm counting, okay? Because you're a rapper. And no shade, Jimmy, but it ain't like you on the top 10 charts. It ain't like you with Jay-Z. And I ain't speaking talent, I'm talking about levels reached in career. Okay? And this is not a Jimmy issue. This goes out to every rapper out there, including Jay-Z himself. It's like you never know when your time is gonna come. You never know where your last hit is gonna come. You know, you never know where it's gonna come from or where it's gonna go next. Like, you don't know of these things, and that's just natural human thinking or human logic, that you would want to be in a position where you're prepared for the next day and you have savings and you have all of these things, and
who's to say he didn't? Let's say that part.
And that's not to say that he doesn't. I'm just saying, like, to be balling out like this, and not saying that they don't have a right to do what they want with their money, but to ball out like this and then be balling out at notoriously racist companies and then want to get mad when you're not treated to an experience that we've never even had to be able to identify and empathize with.
Let's talk about it.
It's just like, and especially when you already read the negative reviews.
Let's talk about it.
Before walking into this establishment and expecting a different experience. It's like, right. What am I supposed to do with this information? What am I supposed to do with this information? I don't like, and this is also too another point that I want to bring up, because I'm going to bring it up when I do the Shikari video, but I want Black culture to not only start taking accountability for shit, but I want us to get out of this mindset of we can do anything without consequence. Or I can just go through life doing whatever I want and get treated just like everybody else, or this, that. And it's just like, at what point are you going to realize that things just work a little bit differently? Not saying it's right or wrong or this, that, and the third. And we ain't even got to have a conversation. Matter of fact, let's avoid the conversation. But the point is, just when are you going to realize, like, I got to move a little bit differently out here. You know what I mean? I'm not like everyone else. So, not that you invite certain energy into your space again, because we're not condoning. We're not saying anything is okay. But just knowing the obvious sometimes saves you a lot of energy and bullshit. Which brings me to the next point, because clearly the alternative would be buy Black or this, that, and a third. And then there's even things with that I have, okay, because y'all tell people to buy Black and, oh, support Black businesses. Okay, Black people, get your shit together. Because a lot of y'all don't like to work. A lot of y'all don't like to work. A lot of y'all is lazy. And a lot of y'all should be cheap and scams. And that's a whole other conversation. Okay? But there are brands out there that are doing it, like Teflon. Okay? But, you know, so getting into the next part of the conversation, apparently that's when people started telling him, buy Black, da-da-da-da-da. So Jim Jones responds to people telling him to support Black designers after he called out Gucci. Jim Jones says he is a man of the people. After the Harlem rap icon went off on Gucci for showing a lack of hospitality in his store, he took to Instagram and used his weather report video segment to respond to people who were calling him. Let's just listen to it. He looking real humble in this video. That ain't Gucci.
Blessed me with this tech fleece, one of my favorite Black designers. I like to keep my business all Black, you know that. Shouts to my
Since when?
Ice outside, so
Since when?
Sky doing an action central. But let's get into the weather. It's chilly outside. It's brick. It's colder than a pimp's heart when he's walking out the freezer with an icy in his hand. I'm talking about woo.
Jenny, like I said, you got other issues to. You got a bigger fish to fry. Like, he's still kissing his mama on the lips.
What's really the fuck going on?
We got bigger shit to talk about than you at Gucci spending money that none of us have ever saved. Well,
I would like to see it.
This ain't about me. This is about y'all. Please miss me where I need to support Black designers, because if you really know me, then you know that's what I'm about. My preference is my preference, and that preference is Fly Drip. To which he has a point. To which he most definitely has a point. He most definitely has a point, because everybody has a lot of preference. That's totally fine, but understand what comes with that, right? Because, for example, for me, well, we're not going to speak about men. We really could, but I ain't trying to get canceled on my first day back, okay? But there are people, like, let's be real, there are people who like to date outside their race, and it's totally fine. It's totally fine. In 2022, if you still hate that people date out of their race, girl, go to hell, okay? But there are people that date outside of their race, but If you're going to date outside of your race, you have to understand there are things that come with that. You know, you might be dating somebody whose parents don't understand you or your experience because they have a completely different experience. So there's racism that can come into play. There's stereotypes that can come into play. There's all of these different things, right? So it's like you can do what you want to in this world within bounds and limits and confinements and constrictions. It's like, do what you want to do, but understand that there are cause and effects. There are different laws. There's consequences to shit. You know what I mean? So, yes, Jimmy, you are entitled to have preferences. Totally. But if a motherfucking company like Gucci is your preference, and they've already shown you, hey, we don't really fuck with y'all like that. Like, we fuck with you because you bring us income and y'all niggas is dumb enough to kill, still keep shopping with us, but we don't really fuck with y'all like that. And you still keep fucking with them like that.
Very Section 8.
Then I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear shit months later, years later, when this, that, and the third happens. And let's take it a step further. When it happens to you. Because we could go back. We could go back. We could make this retroactive, okay? Fuck a Mercury retrograde. We could go retroactive, okay? Retro Gucci gate, okay? What did you say back then when Gucci was on blackface? Because you was relevant. You was a rapper. You were in the industry. You had influence. What did you say back then?
Let's talk about it.
I'll take it a step further. The fact that you still wearing Gucci even after that happened.
Let's talk about it.
Because it only take me but one time. Okay, what's that saying? When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. That's why I say a lot of the world that we live in is an illusion. And I'm here to burst bitches' bubbles. Not just yours, Jimmy, so don't get offended and send the goons after me. I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying. Okay? Why y'all keep expecting different experiences? If Chris beat Rihanna ass and you the next relationship right after he beat her ass, and then y'all get into a little tussle. Not saying Chris can't change into a whole different man 10 years later. But baby, him and Rihanna just got into a tussle 2 weeks ago. Why you think you any different? Oh, because your pussy good and you could cook?
You got a period, I got a period, sis, let's talk.
Oh, because it just won't happen to you? Because the way your God set up? Y'all bitches be delusional. No. And again, I'm here to burst the motherfucking bubbles, okay? Girl, I done lost the fucking page, but listen, that was the end of my motherfucking thoughts, because I don't know what else he was about to say, but I'm sure it was probably some bullshit. I'm sure, because listen, I was done from the moment that they did it the first time, okay? You won't be seeing me in no Gucci nothing, okay? You want to talk about support black business, okay? You put it this way. Everybody is a lot of preference, okay? Everybody's a lot of preference. And if you still want to shop Gucci, but at the same time, you want us to be mad and offended with you and saying with you when some racist shit happens, then how about this? How about you not shop at Gucci? How about you support the black scammers that's on the corner selling Poochie, okay? It's Gucci. You like the drip. You like the way that it look. But you support a black person. You see how we can make that work? Do you see how we can make that work? Instead of going into Gucci on 5th Ave, you want the look, you want the drip. See, that's why I'm gonna need motherfuckers to start being honest. Start being honest. Again, people don't understand how much of this world is an illusion. It's like start paying attention to what these niggas are saying. Start listening to the shit that comes out of people's mouths. I want the drip. I have a preference because I like the look. What's wrong with the same look that they selling down there on Canal Street? What's wrong with it? It's brown and black. It got LV, Louis Vuitton. Okay, what's wrong with it? It may not be genuine leather. Okay, that might be one concern, but it's about the look, you said. It's about the look. It's about the drip. Because it's not about the look of the drip. It's about the power. It's about the influence. It's about what these white-ass clothes say about my black ass that came from nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the fact that people still even think like that is ridiculous. And that's a whole conversation. That's a whole video on its own.
Very Section 8.
Money and power and respect, all of that is a mindset. It's not something that you could just acquire. It's not anything tangible, physical. It's a motherfucking mindset. And it all comes back to self-love. And the fact that, no shade, we still got grown-ass men that's damn near approaching 50, that is teaching a culture that I still give a damn about what the fuck people think about me. Because what I'm wearing says a lot about me. And if I'm sending off the wrong image, that affects how I feel personally. And that fucks up my happiness and my peace. That's problematic. That's toxic.
Very Section 8.
And I would like to have that conversation. Not right now though, because this video is too long. We'll talk about it another day. But let me know y'all comments and y'all thoughts down in the comment box below. Okay. Would you mind wearing Poochie? Okay. I wouldn't. Because if it's about the trip, okay, like, you know how many times I've had knockoff, Timbs, okay, from Walmart or from Payless. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Or everybody know about the fucking, the convertible shoes, the concoction, Converse. I was about to say conversation. The Converse shoes. Everybody know about Converse and Airwalk. So it's like, cause I know it's not me. I know it's not just me. I know it's not just me. Cause I went. Come on, we going. Let's get into it. We're gonna have to do a separate video. We're gonna have to do a separate video because I could really get into it, Jimmy. We could really talk about this because I understand. But that comes from not dealing with your trauma.
Deal with your trauma.
We all know what it's like, especially if you grew up in the tri-state area or an urban neighborhood, playing the dozens, or your mama, or, you know, going school shopping and then you wanting to look fly and this, that, and the third. But it's like, baby, you 40 motherfucking 5 years old. And not just him, because he's just the face of so many people out there. I don't give a damn if you're 22 years old. Y'all niggas is not 12. Okay, deal with your trauma from the elementary playground, okay? Because motherfuckers is still in that mindset of that place of, oh, I had to go to school with beat up shoes, so never again. When I grow up, I'm gonna make sure people gonna know what the fuck I'm wearing. Okay, I remember what it's like when everybody was walking around with Converses and conversations on their feet, and bitch, my Airwalks was air talking. I get it. But deal with your trauma. Okay? Because y'all not dealing with y'all trauma. And y'all gotta have label brand this, label brand that. Okay, like how many, these niggas can't even go into Walmart and get great value. Because it's like, I don't even like Fruit Loops. But baby, we getting Fruit Loops. Okay, and not Rainbow Oops. Rainbow O's. Deal with y'all trauma. Because then you end up in situations like this. And then you want the rest of the world to feel bad and agree with you. When it's like, baby, y'all keep walking into these 2-star places expecting a 5-star experience, and why am I still supposed to feel bad?
No, thank you.
That goes for not just Gucci, but relationships. That goes for everyday life. So I don't know. Let me know what y'all thought about this shit down in the comment box below. I think it's... Y'all heard my thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below. Definitely make sure that you look out for this podcast that is coming very soon. Let's start there, okay? Unofficial episodes already uploaded, but we definitely really gonna get into the swing of things because I miss talking, I miss potting, and I miss YouTube, okay? So definitely make sure that y'all listen to Let's Start There. Follow the Patreon and whatever links is on screen. And I love each and every one of y'all. And HD boo. Mwah. Bye.